Formerly known as the seafood capital of the world, this town of around 50,000 has historic charm, glitz and glamour along the coastline, and the resilience to rebuild after a devastating natural disaster. We'll enjoy cool breezes off the Gulf of Mexico on this episode of Ms. World Traveler in Biloxi, Mississippi. Hi friends, I'm Ms. World Traveler Kerry Damiano, inviting you on an adventure to discover style, design, fashion, art, and antiques in great shopping destinations across the country and around the world. Come with me. With 26 miles of white sand beaches, Biloxi's mild climate, calm waters, and ideal swimming conditions make it a popular destination for much of the year. Easily accessible from the beach, the Biloxi Lighthouse has been an iconic symbol of the town since it was built in 1948 and has several notable distinctions, including being kept by women keepers for more than 60 years, being made out of cast iron, and being the only lighthouse right in the middle of a 4-lane highway. Open for $5 public tours, the lighthouse has been restored from the damage it received from Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Overall, Katrina had a calamitous effect on Biloxi, which has now been memorialized in the town green. Having endured an obliterating, destructive force, Biloxi honors the 170 victims who perished with a memorial that stands 12 feet tall, which is how high the water surged during the storm. A place for reflection and gratitude, the town green is also an oasis for the people of Biloxi and an excellent starting point to take a historic walking tour. We didn't have time this trip to do the walking tour, but we are stopping at a co-art gallery just a couple blocks away. Housed in the 1950s era Pringle building, Gallery 782 carries the work of 32 Mississippi Gulf Coast juried artists. So Don, we're here at Gallery 782, and you have been the president of the co-op for 7 years?
7 years, yeah.
Okay.
We've been here for 17 years. I've been the president for 7 of them.
Okay. And there's quite a history to this location, isn't there?
There is, yes. The gallery was formed 17 years ago by a group of business women here in Biloxi, a couple of years after Katrina. The area was devastated. There wasn't much down here. So these women got together and said, well, let's do a co-op gallery. There's a lot of artists out there looking to hang their work and get something going in downtown Biloxi again. So that's actually where the brainchild where it started.
Well, and sometimes you need someone just to come in and say, we want to revitalize. We want to get things going again. And in order to bring people to the area, you've got to offer them something unique.
And I think it's interesting. People say, where did you get the name 782? When they created the gallery, it was on Water Street, a block behind us. They were trying to come up with a name, and the address was 782 Water Street. So and now that we got established and we moved to this location, we said we're just going to keep the name 782 and let people figure out where it came from.
Right. Well, it's a good story. And when people come in, they want to hear the story,
they do,
right?
They do.
But there's also a history to this building, the Pringle building, right?
It's an old building built back in 1950s, I think. And there's been a lot of businesses in here, attorneys, and I think there was even a restaurant at one time.
Really?
So, yeah.
But you know, when you walk in, it was made to be a gallery.
It was.
Right?
The first time we saw it, the first time we saw it when it was for lease, we said, that's it. That's the one.
You knew.
We knew. And we've loved it. We've had good success here since we've been here. And,
wonderful.
We just love it.
Well, you have 32 artists right now. And of course, I'm sure that number sort of comes and
It
goes
does,
a little bit. But you are an artist here.
I am, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so tell me about what you do.
I do primarily digital art, working with photography and compositing images on a computer using Photoshop and some other images. And I also turn these pens right here behind me.
Okay.
Handmade pens.
So you do wood, the wood pens.
Right.
But you're working a lot on the computer. You're doing the digital art.
Yes.
So did that take a long time to learn, or was it just something that...
Still learning.
Always, right? On the computer.
Ends. Yeah.
Yeah.
The programs, they're updated. We try to keep current with the newest and latest software. And then there's a learning curve with it every time. So, but it's a challenge, and my wife Sandra is even better than I am at it. We both enjoy it.
Good.
So
when people see the art, do they understand what it is?
No,
No.
they do not.
Okay, so you kind of have to go through and explain about layering and kind of go through what you have to, how you help people understand what it is.
Yeah, using Photoshop, we may have 3 or 4 images with different pieces, and so I wish this was in this photo. Like take a pelican out of here and put it on the beach over here because the beach scene was nice, or add these clouds or something like that. So it's just merging several different images into one, and then making it look like it was actually a photograph, like a real.
So are you out all the time just looking for that special shot?
We are, not as much as we used to. We slowed down a little bit here in the last couple of years. Yeah, we still do quite a bit of it.
Good.
Sure do.
Dawn's wife, Sandra, is also one of the artists at Gallery 782, and we met up in the gift shop. So Sandra, we have just walked into the gift shop, and it's beautiful and lots of cool things in here. But I guess my question is, why do we have a gift shop in a place that sells all the art?
That's right. We have a lot of artists who are already disciplined in one area, like they might be an oil painter, but they want to try a little pottery, and they have not been juried into the other section. So they can try their new discipline here and try it out and see if they like it. Now, other people like it. So we do that. And it's smaller pieces. A lot of times they're like little tiny things people want to put in their luggage and take away.
I'm all about putting stuff in my luggage.
That's right. So there's smaller things that they can get in there. So, and there's cards, there's costume jewelry in this part where we have a fine jewelry in the front. So we have a lot of different things like the pottery behind you there that people like to try, and it's just a extra fun thing to do.
Right. Well, and you were also telling me that it's very reasonably priced here.
It is.
And so sometimes people are a little nervous about, can I afford nice art? But they can even start here.
That's right.
And so there's something for everybody.
They can. And we also have prints here. Not only do we have framed pieces that are very reasonably priced, and as I understand, the state of Mississippi has some of the best art at the lowest price, like, in the South. So we're proud of our artists as well as our art pieces.
Well, and you are an artist as well.
Yes.
So tell me about your art.
Well, I started out as a photographer, and then I went into digital art. And my husband may have mentioned earlier that we have taken classes upon classes at home, generally, to learn more about digital art and photography. We started there. And then I decided, after becoming a member here, I looked around at all this beautiful art, and I said, I want to learn how to do that. And so I started taking classes myself. And so now I do oil, acrylic, watercolor, and I just love it.
Well, don't you find when you see other artists' work, it inspires you?
It does.
Not to copy them, but to sort of expand
That's
your
right.
own, how many different things that you can add into your own work.
Yes. And see, the old masters did that. The old masters would look at the folks that came before them, and they'd say, okay, how can I accomplish this very thing? So yes, we do. We look at the other artists. And we buy probably more than the average person because we know the value of the pieces here. So we love it.
You were even showing me that you had a mug this morning that
That's right.
that you bought from your own shop.
That's right. That's right. And we do that very often. Yesterday, I bought some things, for Christmas. It's, either in the future or coming up. And so they're always great prices on all the things.
For over 15 years, Gallery 782 has been presenting locally inspired artwork with a southern/coastal flair. Known as the playground of the South, Biloxi is definitely worth exploring for longer than we could stay. I'm Ms. World Traveler Kerry Damiano, inviting you to travel safe, shop smart, dress well, and be grateful for every day.